Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So we're going to look at conflict resolution. Going to show you some of the ways I do it. Conflict resolution is a necessity of modding Skyrim. You're going to have to do it if you want to mod Skyrim. You're going to have to understand why you have to do it. Essentially, we're talking about mods that conflict with each other. Modifying the same records. Sometimes it won't break your game. Other times the conflicts will break your game. This involves adding mods, removing mods, and so on. Should never remove mods mid playthrough, by the way, but that's not the point of this video. What I want to do is show you how I do a conflict resolution. So just a quick disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I have been modding Skyrim for a few years now. That's on and off, to be fair. I've been modding Skyrim since before Special Edition. I'm not an expert at it, and I'm sure some of you, most of you who clicked on this video are the same. If you know all about conflict resolution, you probably don't need to watch this video. But a lot of people like to add mods, especially in these days where you've got mod packs, Wabberjack, some great ones out there. I've not used them myself because I've always modded my own game. Vagabond is a good one. Novus, I think, is as of this time, 2024, we are. Novus is doing a lot of good things at the moment. They're huge. I mean, they are really huge. I think Vagabond is something like 4,000 mods. Something like that. If you can see my screen here, you'll see my mod list is modest. I mean, some will say that's a lot, but it's modest by comparison to the big mod packs. I have 1,800, just over 1,800 mods. A lot of them are patches. You can see patch, that. But a lot of them are, complete overhauls, like to combat, to quests, loads of different quests, trying to make Skyrim a game that probably could never end with the amount of quest mods I've got in here, and new lands and new adventures and so on. Anyway, I'm going on a bit. Basically, I built my mod list off of a mod guide. You can see it here, the Lexi's LOTD guide. It's a really good guide if you want to build a mod list. It's a good base to start from. I used this way back, can't remember now, 5-6 years ago, when it was the step modification, and so on. This one's really good. It incorporates Legacy of the Dragonborn and so on. To be fair, it's not for the faint-hearted. It is a very comprehensive guide, but what is good about it is they really help. They have a Discord. They really help and show you how they don't. Like I said, it's not a mod pack. You physically have to download all the mods. You physically have to organize them and so on. But if you follow the guide to the letter and don't deviate, at least initially, you will have a working game. And I did this years ago, but years ago I had my own mod list, so what I ended up doing was incorporating some of the mods I like to use. Anyway, that out of the way, let me just get down to it without further ado, as YouTubers like to say. So right now I want to modify this file. So currently, if I hover over here, and Mod Organizer is a very good tool, you will see it says missing masters, Blue Palace Terrace, Coin, Cathedral Weathers, Cloaks, blah blah blah. These are the mods that you would be downloading to do this guide, this Lexi guide, but I don't use them. I use different mods for weathers. I use different overhauls, but the conflict resolution is done for you in this file. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to remove the dependencies on those missing masters so that I can use it. Now I did do this before. Let me just show you over here. If I disable this one, you'll see the lightning bolt disappears, and if I hover over here, you'll see I don't have any missing masters. That's because I've already done it on this file. I've already done the conflict resolution once before. As you can see, this was version 205 and this is version 206. Now I'm not doing the conflict resolution because it's updated, because once I've done this file, it doesn't need to change. It could stay there. The only reason I'm just using the newer version is because I have removed some more files. Like I said, let me put it back on again. This is the new version. I have removed, you can see it overwrites this one. I have removed some more files. Like I said, I've already done Blue Palace, I've already done Cathedral Weathers in the original one. But because I'm using this again in a new updated one, they're back in there, so I have to remove them again. But since I did use Coin, I've now decided I don't want to use it. That has to come out, so I have to do them all again. And that's what I'm going to show you now. So just keep an eye on there. Now I have started doing this. I stopped because I thought while I'm doing this I could actually be recording this and uploading it to let other people see what I'm doing. This is going to be useful for whatever style. Even if you have downloaded a Nolvus or a Wabberjack Vagabond, if there are mods in there that you don't particularly want to use, or you want to add mods, this will be the way that you do it. You would have to remove dependencies from mods that you have removed. So it applies to any game version, whether you're on Legendary, Special Edition, Anniversary Edition. Conflict resolution is something you're going to have to do. To be able to load this, I have to include the masters. Now where am I going to get them from? You don't load the or install the mods again. Basically I use a tool called Rybash here, and basically there's a setting that allows you to create dummy masters. I'll quickly show you. I've already done it. They're in the overwrite folder. But what you would find is so there they are. These are all I've already done it. What would happen is this would be red and it will say missing masters. Okay, what you do is you right click on it and you can see I don't need to, because this would be black like these, but because I've already done it. But that's what you do. You click on create dummy masters, and Rybash will create the dummy masters, which will be these. And if you're using Mod Organizer, they will appear in your overwrite. So let's assume I've just done it. Create dummy masters. Come out of Rybash. And in the overwrite, once it comes back, there they all are. These are all the dummy masters that are created in Rybash, which will allow me to load this in Xedit. Without those, this would not load, and you wouldn't be able to do your conflict resolution. So now, as you can see, it's saying too many modules. That's because with the addition of those dummy masters, I have gone over the 255 plugin limit. This is something your game won't run if you have more than 255 regular ESPs. Now, a lot of my file, like I said, I have 1800. If they were all ESPs, the game would not load. But because the vast majority of them are ESL, then it will load. So what I have to do is, where is she? When I want to load it, select none. that message goes away because obviously I'm not. If I only select this file, notice how it's picked up all these dummy masters. It's going to put them where it needs them. And it will only load the files that are reliant, that this file relies on. So now it will load. As you can see, that file touches all of these mods. All of them. In some way, shape or form. And these are all the dummy masters and so on. Okay. So the way you do this, first of all, is, if I can find it again. Oh, it's down here, of course. Got to be above the last file. Is to check for errors. Now, like I said, I did, if I open the file header, click on the file header, you can see these are the dependencies. Obviously, all mods depend on Skyrim update, blah, blah, blah. I do have the free updated edition of Anniversary, but it's still special edition because I don't have all of them. Now, I did do some changes before I recorded the video, and I'm sure I did most of this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I got all of them. Might not have, but if I run this, which is clean masters, remove all unused masters, hopefully I did catch all of them and that should disappear. So if I click on that and say yes to the warning, so that highlighted, so that means something was cleaned out of here. If we go down the list again, if you notice, coin has disappeared. I think some other things have disappeared that I did before, but coin is now no longer a requirement of this file because I had removed some of the records already. And then after you remove the records, do the clean, and it will remove the dependency on the master from the header file. And it's not there no more. As you can see, there's no coin master file in here. Okay. So now what we want to do is check for errors. There's still going to be a bunch of them because when we looked at Mod Organizer, it showed a few. So I need to check for errors again. So if I go check for errors, not that many. Last time I did this, the list was way up here. So I did clean quite a bit out. So let's go with the top one. This one. This is how you look for where the errors are. So in the level list, we've got an item here. Now there are two ways you can do this. There's only one level list I can see. If I look all the way down here, there's only one in the level list. So I could literally go into, it could be leveled item, it could be leveled NPC. What does it say? Leveled list entries, book clutter. So it's probably an item. What does it say here? Clutter. Learn item, book clutter. Does, oh, this one. So basically, you click on the record, and then over on the right hand side, you scroll down until you find the error. This is not the most efficient way of doing this, but because there's only the one item, as you will see when I do the weather records, it's different. And there it is. Now here, no point clicking there. The actual record starts here. You click on remove, that record is now gone. This file touches immersive creatures and Legacy of the Dragonborn, so it takes this record from immersive creatures, mixes it with these records from Legacy of the Dragonborn, so that they both can work together. That's about the only conflict in this record. It did only say one. We're not worried about these gaps because it follows along. We're not worried about this one. We go to the top again. There's no other discrepancy. You will know by using, it depends how you color code your Xedit. Mine is color coded in such a way where green means there's no, let's say from this record, there's no error. Orange means something has changed, but it doesn't really break anything. Like here, for instance, it counts a 1. It's not a breaking issue. I could look into it, but it wouldn't break my game. And yellow in mine just means it's actually forwarding. It's taken from the very first one, I believe. I could be wrong. Someone in the comments might want to share with me. But they all take from it anyway. Me and Legacy take from this, and basically they're saying all three of these is the same thing. So let's keep it. Right, so leveled item. I'm not sure. This is the thing. You can't be sure what file that pertained to, that error pertained to. It could have been from here. It could have been from here. I don't know. But I use immersive creatures. It wasn't from any of these because I use all of these. It's from another file, but I can't tell which one. I'll only know when I do the clean masters again, but I'm not going to do it yet. Otherwise this video is going to be very long. Right, let's go back to the messages where all the errors were. So that leveled book clutter item we have removed. That's no longer a problem. We're now going to look at weather. Now this one, if I remember rightly, was very difficult to find. It's region data. Now what I can do, the good thing is, it's all in one. What I do, now let me just explain. So these are the individual IDs for these record entries. Individual. You don't want to click on these. You want to click on the main one, which will give you access to all of those. If I try to click on this, for instance, let me just highlight that. I'm going to Control C to copy. You put it in the form ID, Control V, press enter. Nothing happens. Yeah? You don't want to copy the record ID. You want to copy the heading, the one of these. I don't know how else to put it, I'm sorry. So I'm going to copy this one. Control C, Control V, hit enter, and now it's going to show me those records. It's pointing to this one. Right now, that's the record we just copied. If I just show you 7FD, 7FD. So somewhere, and this is how tedious conflict resolution could be. You're just searching for errors. There they are. Look at them. Loads of them. Loads of them. Now get a better idea of this. Now here's the thing. I could go and individually delete all of these. I could. But what are these? These null references? I don't know. But I'm sure this is all pointing to cathedral weathers. Now, another way of doing this is seeing if there other things just popped up. Seeing if this is really going to be affected. Would it be more prudent to just completely remove this record? because currently it's only taken from Dawnguard and Skyrim. This is from Cathedral Weathers, but it's a null reference. It might need to be there. I don't think it does. These are errors. They definitely have to go. I don't know what this one is. So what I'm going to do to play it safe, I'm not going to remove the whole record. I am just going to remove where it says errors. Again, we go to weather type, remove where it says error. This is the whole record. It's not just one line. The whole record is from weather type to global. And we click above here to get the remove. There's another one. I'm just going to leave the ones that don't have an error for now. They're not really referenced from anything, so I'm not sure why they're there. But we'll see. This is the one I will. So this one, that's a record. The whole thing is a record. It's no good just removing that. Look, I can't even remove just that, because all of this is the record. So you have to go to where it says weather type and remove it there. That's another one. It starts here. Remember, weather type, not here, not here, not here, but from here, as long as there's an error. So I'm going to remove that one as well. Leave that one. A few here. Okay. Now technically, so there's this one. I don't know what these are. You see, this is really just copying a record from Dawnguard. So this is why I'm wondering if the whole record could go. But there's only one way to find out. I've removed all the errors. If I go back to the messages, all the region, I've just removed all of these, as far as I know. There are no other region records. So technically, if I was to clean the master again, they should go. But I just want to show you something, because sometimes that's not the only place where the reference is. Now let me go back down. Up here is going to be Skyrim, ESM. We never want to delete anything from here. So always make sure once you've done that, or you've just removed some records, always go to the actual mod you're working with. As you can see, where is it? Cathedral Weathers. Cathedral Weathers. Now, if I was to try and clean this and see if I have caught all of them, I will click on Clean Masters. Now, if I did catch all of them, Cathedral Weathers shouldn't appear in this list again. If it does, I might need to quit out. And I think we did catch them all. So I'm not sure why those other records were in there. It'll be something to keep an eye on. But it looks like Cathedral Weathers is no longer a master. And just to show you, if I quit, it will allow me to save the changes I just made. Now if I come back to this and we have a look at our list, you probably notice already it's not as big. Where it says missing masters, do you remember? It said coin, it said Cathedral Weathers. They're gone. So we're almost there. But I've still got Blue Palace. They're very small. You can stay with me. That's the basic of conflict resolution. But I don't think we're done yet, because I'm sure there are more. So I'm going to go back in. I mean, there obviously are more because we've still got a red triangle. But I'm not sure we got rid of all the rogue weather items. So let's get back to the mod that we're modifying. Select none and only choose that one. It will pick up. So we got, there you go, it shows you Blue Palace Terrace, Deadly Dragons, Droga, Oaks, Enhanced Landscapes, Forgotten City, and Hand Placed Enemies. So we have managed to remove open world loot for coin and MLU, and open world loot. Predator Vision's gone. Don't remember when I did that. Probably earlier on before I started recording. So basically we only have to remove a few records left. So select only the file you're modifying so that you don't end up loading everything. It's a lot quicker. Let's go back in. Scroll down to the bottom to our file and we'll check for errors again. Now we've only got these to do. Looks like a lot, right? But these are all, these could all be found in the same place. They're ACHR. We'll find out what that means in a minute. Okay, so again, don't go for the edit files, which are these where it says base, name, the actual file. You go for these ones. Okay, so let's start with this one. This could be something to do with, I don't know. Let's see. Copy, paste up top here, hit enter. Just the one error. Now this is what I was talking about, guys. Now if you look at this file, the only thing that's wrong with this is this file. Everything else is exactly the same. Everything else. This will be an occasion where I would simply just remove the record because it's taken from the unofficial special edition patch. A mod, I don't know which one, has added, or they've added something to overwrite the special edition patch, and it's a mod I'm not using. That's why it says it's an error. So I don't need this here. I could either drag this over to here and that fixes that record, but because it's exactly the same, this record is exactly the same as this record, I don't actually need it. So I'm actually going to remove this one. Be careful when removing whole records though. Be sure you have a situation like this where the files are identical from one side to the other. Because in this case, this record is not needed. It's not necessary. It might even be blocking something else. I don't think it is. So I'm actually going to remove this record. Well, now, I almost did what I said never do. Reason, and it's a good safety feature. There's no remove here. Why? Because it's actually showing us this record. That's why it's pink. It's showing us this one. And we can't remove it from this one. It's a Skyrim base. So be careful when you go to remove. But let's see where it is. It's in the cell, which would be very difficult to find. It's going to be in here. Probably this one. Yeah, look. Northwind Mine 01. Northwind Mine 01. It is this one. And that's the record that we removed from here. I've made it's green, which is saying there's no error, because don't forget I dragged this over. I actually don't need this record. I actually don't need it. because it's the only one in this subblock, I'm just going to remove the subblock. And there it's gone. Back to messages. I liked it before where you could, it looks like you're going to have to go through every single one, because I don't know how to find it. I mean, you could go tedious way and literally go through every single one. As you can see, there's no, we don't want to mess with this one. It is modifying a record from immersive citizens, allowing immersive citizens to take precedent over 3D NPC. So something from 3D NPC is not in this record, I suspect. We don't want it, which is why it's not in our conflict resolution file. So we don't want to mess with that one. So we have to go the tedious way. Same like I did with this one, 707. We need to go to here now. Copy, paste. Oh, what did I do? Oh, see what I did? I went for the record ID. It's this one. As I said, not an expert, not proficient yet, but here we go. And we've got the same thing as before. Everything is exactly the same from one record to the one before it, which is the special edition patch. So we don't actually need this, because everything else is the same. Nothing else is different. So we could just use this record, and that will get rid of the error and remove the dependency. So that's what I'm going to do. Remove. It's gone. This is the record that now exists. I'm going to probably do the rest of them, and when I get down to here, I'll probably cut the video, and when I get down to here, I'll record again. So another way to because you're looking at a lot of numbers and figures and so on, just to remember to remind yourself of where you are. Have a quick look up here. The last one we did, 7502A, 7502A. So we want this one now. Okay, I'll see you in a minute when I've done a few of them. So those were references. It looks like they were all trees. So probably the oaks thing. And then if I go back down to our file, have a look at the header. Or maybe not. Something else is putting them there. No, I use bent pine, so it's not that. ELOS oaks. Probably those. Let's see if we can clean our file again. Clean masters. And let's have a look. So it looks like the oaks have gone. Getting somewhere. Good idea might be to save. Actually, let me just quickly do that. If I quit out of there, it will. You don't need to do backup unless it's something you might want to replace. It's not something. This is not something I'm going to replace because I'm not using those mods. I'm not going to need this, so I'm not backing it up. But there are times when I've made changes, and I'm not sure if I want to, if I'm happy with them. So I'll just click on backup plugins. But this particular file, I know I'm not using those mods. So there's no need to back it up, and if I did want to, I could just reinstall it again. But this allows me to save the changes I've made. And if we look at our list again, hover over it, you can see missing masters is shrinking. The oaks have gone, couple of things have gone. We've still got Blue Palace, Deadly Dragons. I do use Deadly Dragons, but I don't use Splendor Dragons, so that's why that's in there. I need to take it out. Draga upgrades and improvements. I use a different mod. I don't use Forgotten City. Handplace enemies, Thieves Guild Reformation. So that's getting there. I've literally only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dependencies to get rid of, and we're done. And all my masters will be the correct ones. So I'm going to go back in again. There are different ways of removing records. So hopefully I'm showing you different ways. But a lot of it, guys, relies on you reading the record that you're affecting. I know there's something in here that still is not going to let me clean all those masters. So if I remember rightly, last time I did this, I had to go and do some manual searching. So as you can see, we now only have these. We got rid of those before. We got rid of those just now. Oh, and these. So that must be in the last two, because they were trees, references, and so on. Okay. So we've got just that enabled. Yep, that's what we want. And it is good to come out, go in, come out, just to make sure you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. So once again, let's open her up. Once again, let's check for errors. Our list should be smaller. Yeah. Do you remember? It started off up here, came back down here, and now we've just got some quest things to do. And this ACHR, which I don't know what it is. But let's have a look. So we start with the heading. Control C, Control V, enter. Now, what do we have here? 3D NPC. Something basically is saying would have overwritten 3D NPC, the mod that I do use. But if you, again, we're looking at this, the only thing that's different is this line. So rather than just delete this, what's the point of having all this? So again, I'm literally going to remove this record. I look for the pink, there might be another one. Look, that helps. Same again. 3D NPC. Everything's exactly the same except that. So I'm going to remove that one. Like I said, you wouldn't do this for every thing. So that was 70D. 70D. So that those two are gone. I could try and clean masters again. Let's try that. See if it removes another. Well, I can't remember what they were. Let's try it anyway. Clean masters. If the header file highlights, something was removed. but I don't remember what. Blue Palace, Thieves Guild. No, Thieves Guild's still there. Blue Palace is still there, so it wasn't that. Deadly Dragons is still there, so it wasn't that. Can't remember what the other ones were. Still got Draga upgrade and improvement, yeah. Oh, it might have been Draga upgrades and improvements, because I don't see that. At the moment. Yeah, looks like it was Draga upgrade and improvements that's been removed, because I can't see that in there. We're getting there. Okay, so that was those two. We can tell 709, 709, and that one. The shield job is a quest thing. Now, because I can tell that's a quest thing, I could go down to quest. But there's a lot. But it's just showing you another way of identifying, only because I know what these are. The shield job. Oh, look, what's that? It looks like it right there. So far, everything's the same, everything's the same, everything's the same, everything's the same. Oh, hello, here's an error. So looking at that, might need to expand it, because there they are. You see, that's why sometimes you need to expand this, because I thought there was only one error. When you look at the message in the shield job, it's actually saying 1, 2, 3 errors. Yeah? So just by pulling that across, we've now found another one, which we didn't see at first when I scrolled down. There was one down here, wasn't there? Okay, there was that one. There was that one. So where's the other one? It's got to be up here again. It says 3 errors. I can only see 2. So I'm going to do it manually. Let me remove that one. Quests are in Skyrim. Let's remove that one. Not there. If you do get lost like this, because I'm seeing 3 errors, but I've only managed to deal with 2, is to check for errors again. And that might not always yield results. Let's just try it. So we check for errors again. This is our second. Oh, it's not there now. The shield. So I must have caught it. There's another one here. So let's go and grab this one. Control C. V. Enter. We scroll down, we're looking for the error. Again, we might have to expand. Can't see anything there. Can't see anything there. Some red. So that means there's something going on down here. There it is. That one. We could expand it. So basically this record is no good. But is it just timing? Is it everything? because I'm looking at everything else. Not sure about this one. Could be connected. So just to be on the safe side, I won't remove the whole record. It's basically copying from Timing is Everything. If you look at it, they're identical. It's only here where they're different. It's talking about 16. That means 2 aliases are removed in this record from Timing is Everything. That's what it's saying to me anyway. 2 aliases. And one of them is this guy. Question is, so if I remove this one, see, otherwise they're the same. I might just take the whole record out and just let Timing is Everything do what it's doing. Yeah, I am. I'm going to be bold. Remove this whole record. And that way Timing is Everything wins all the conflicts. That was EE4. This one. Back to quests again. Control C. Control V. Paste. Thieves Guild. Looks like. There's our error. Can't see any others. And again, we're just taking everything from here and only modifying one record. So does that record need to exist? I think not. So I'm just going to remove it. That was down here. Looks like there's some more here. Thieves Guild. See, this doesn't show any errors, but it does place things in the world. But I don't use these guilds for... I mean, I'll leave it for now. You watch. We'll get rid of the other ones. And if that still remains as a master, it will be because of that. Again, quests are in Skyrim. It's exactly the same. I know I'm going fast, guys, but it would stand out if something was different. You can see they're both identical, until you get here and you can see something's different. These are the same. These two are the same. But these two, they're not taken from anything. That doesn't mean they're wrong. It might be something else. But look, it already says error. So that's what gave me the idea that there was something wrong with this one. But instead of just removing that, there's another error. See, TCBM. I do use this, I'm sure I do. taking care of business. I'm sure that's what that is, which I do use. So I don't want to remove the whole record. So for now, I'm just going to remove the errors. Yeah. We'll know if it's removed, because when we clean the master again, it will say whether there's an error or not. So what was that? 22? Is this one? It might be another one. So what I'll do again, I will just go through these last few ones, and when I'm ready to clean it again, I'll put the recording back on for you. So this is one I'm not sure about. Zombie rags armor. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It could be Draga upgrades and improvements. No, we took that out. So rather than delete the whole record, I'm just going to delete this for now. Because remember, you don't want to just willy-nilly delete records. You've got to be sure you know what you're doing. We're not far now. I am pretty sure there's going to be some other dependencies. DLC 1 from Special Edition. Got an error here. Everything else is the same. So I'm going to remove this record. Right. Let's see how many errors we have this time. Let's clean first. See what it says. Let me check for errors. So apparently I missed something. It's only one error compared to before. We had 10 there, 13, and way back when we had loads more. So apparently this is the last one. I'm not convinced. I think I know what happened there. It was one that I just removed certain parts when I probably could have removed the whole record. You can see so far everything is identical. Except for that little section here. You can tell where it is because it's red. I could just remove this, but because everything else looks identical, I'm just going to take this whole record out. What's the worst that can happen, eh? Famous last words. Let's have a look at our header. And I'm going to see if I can eyeball. See, yeah, okay. I'm going to see if I can eyeball. Actually, clean again. Done cleaning masters. See if I can eyeball, because I can always tell by seeing if there are any masters of files that I don't use. I use all of these. Ah, there's one. So there's still something. That might be this. Might be this. That really should go. When you see italicized writing, quite often that means, quite often, not always, and because it's zombie rags, it sounds like hand-placed enemies. Nothing else. Let me see if any. No, nothing else. Let's. If you hold Control, you can click to go to somewhere. It's not really taking. There we go. It's telling me where's a reference by. Quite a lot. Quite a lot. So I'm not going to get any answers here. Let's go back to that record. Safest thing to do is not to delete the whole thing. It's radiant requirement. Oh, I've done this one, haven't I? This is the pitfalls of conflict resolution. If I done cleaning, so let's do check for errors again. It might be a case of coming out. Check for errors. See, it says no errors found, but it's still reliant on something, because when we look at the header file, I still see this, and I don't use this. So something is there. And my suspicion is it's this file here, because of its high italicized. It's not regular writing. But let's have a look at A's Forgotten City as well. So that's still, and Splendor. So there are still things. This is another way of doing it. When you just can't find, I'm going to go out and then I'm going to come back in. Let's save the changes that we've done. Now, I do think that zombie entry is the problem. But when we come back here, yeah, we've still got Blue Palace for some reason. Forgotten City, hand-placed enemies. So there's still some dependency. So let's go back in. How many? Oh, we'll see in a minute. It's still loading. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have to find them manually. This is tedious, especially when you're talking about 4 dependencies. Could be anywhere. Checking for errors doesn't. Now, checking for errors, what that means is it's not going to break your game, but because you don't have, when I remove those masters, they're not going to load. So there will be an issue. So we've got to find them. We can check for errors again. It's just not going to tell us what we want to see. No errors. So the errors are gone. Leveled NPC. Oh, there we go. There's some. There's some. Could be from Splendor Dragon. Could be. Not sure. See what I'll do, because they're highlight italicized, I'm going to remove them. That's risky, but we're not saving anything yet, so let's try a clean and see if the header changes. Oh, there we go, something changed. So we've still got hand placed enemies. Still got Forgotten City. Okay, what is gone is still got Blue Palace. So it looks like we did the dragons. Okay. So what have we got? So we've got Blue Palace. I mean, what the hell is Blue Palace still doing in there? ESP, what could that be? Sounds like it could be a cell. Well, yeah, we said we were going to do cell last, didn't we? So it is a question of just going through all of them. Level skeleton. We are guessing here, but because of the italicized writing, this could be something we don't want. Borderful Cave is the main one. Like I said, you're not going to see any errors, but something, these guys are placed in this area by another mod. And it might not be necessary. So I'm literally going to remove that. Let's clean again. What did we have? We had Blue Palace, that's still going to be there. Hand placed enemies, that's the one we're looking for. It looks like those two were from hand placed enemies. So what do we have left? We have Blue Palace, we have Forgotten City. Alright, we're winning. So Blue Palace must be in here somewhere. Windhelm's not going to be Windhelm because it's in Solitude, isn't it? So it's not going to be in there. Solitude. It's not one of those because they're both green. Alright guys, looking in world space, and I've found this one, which does seem to point to Solitude. Can't imagine, but I'm going to try it because this is really winding me up, this one. It doesn't mention Blue Palace. But it is what I like to consider italicized. So I'm going to remove it. And see if it's a rogue Blue Palace. Hopefully it is, but I'm not holding out. Oh. Hello. Looks like we found it. And that's how it works. It works sometimes. When you got the ones where they're not errors, but something is still hanging on to it, you literally have to go through every single record. And because this was such a big file, because it had so many masters, it's going to take a bit more time. But it looks like we found that one, and the only thing left to find is Forgotten City. Now, I've pretty much been through everything twice, except a world space. So we're going to go world space this time. So that was that one. I can't imagine where this next one will be, so we're just going to have to go through every single one. And look, there's one. Forgotten Ruins. Forgotten Ruins. So again, look out for these italicized. Doesn't mean you can remove them, but when you see that, that's usually a clue that something... Well, let's try it, shall we? Remove. Gone. Only way to find out if that did anything is to go ahead and clean again. So let's do that. And hopefully Forgotten City is gone. And it looks good. It looks good. Okay. Let's see. Save the changes. And let's see what happens to this. It's gone. No more triangle. So basically, we have literally... where is it? No more missing masters. And that's how you do conflict resolution, guys. So the easy part is when you do check for errors, it shows you the record IDs that you can copy, paste into the form ID, like I showed you, top left corner, and it will show you the record. But again, you got to read the record. You can't just willy-nilly delete, because you might break something else. So look for, the files that are being overwritten. Are they similar? Are they the same? Are they identical? If they're identical, then you'll probably be alright to remove the whole record. But if there are some other things that are being used, then you might just want to remove the error. And then, of course, you get what I found, 2 erroneous ones, basically from Blue Palace in this situation, and Forgotten City, that were still being referenced, but there was no way of finding it without going through every single record. And then when it is something like a reference, it usually comes up italicized, the writing, and that will give you a clue that this is a reference to something that no longer exists. Maybe I already deleted, maybe it was connected to an error that I had already deleted, but that still needs to go as well. And that's how you do it. When you do individual mods, not mods like this that have multiple masters, you look, this has, I don't know, 20, can't see all of them in the list, 20, 30 masters. It is a big job. Whereas this is one I created myself. You look at this one, all it has is 2 masters. So if I wanted to remove Filmorex or Folskia, which I probably wouldn't, even though it's been in my load order since day one. I've never played it, would you believe? Then there's only a couple of records to go through. But something like this one, that's a big job. But I showed you it can be done. You just have to be careful of what you delete. And now this has all the masters removed. Remember, they were all in here. What I'm going to do now is remove them. See, they're all down here. And I'm going to put them in a folder in case I ever have to do this again, which I call for the specific file. So I'm just going to drag them into here. That's the cache. So every time you go into Xedit, it modifies the cache. So I'll keep that as well. It's not something that loads up when you're playing the game. It's literally when I want to go into Xedit to make it load up faster. It has cached files. So when I'm playing the game, that goes off. I only turn it on when I go into Xedit. And there you have it, guys. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, conflict resolution doesn't matter what game version you're using. If you are modding your Skyrim, and it probably applies to different Bethesda games, Fallout and so on, this is how you resolve conflicts, specifically when, and it's useful for mod packs and mod lists, because they will have files like this that have conflict resolution for multiple mods, and you might remove one, or you might want to add something that affects it. But mainly when you're removing mods, you're going to have to remove the dependencies. And basically what we've done today is how you do it, and also the pitfalls and the different ways of identifying whether something should be individually removed or the whole record removed. Also how to find erroneous dependencies, like the one we just did with Forgotten City and Blue Palace. Two files that didn't point to me where the error was, and they weren't technically errors. But if I wanted to play with this mod, if I didn't find them, I would have to install those mods, otherwise I couldn't use this mod. It might have worked, I don't know, but you can't really take that chance. So it's best to then do it the old-fashioned way, go through every single record, and when it is erroneous, like a reference, it will usually come up as a italicized writing, and that's usually a clue that this is not being used. It is probably safe to remove. But if ever you're not sure, you know, when you exit out, when you get the box that says save your changes, if you're ever not sure, uncheck the save, remove the X, so that when you come out of Exedit, it won't have saved any changes. Then you can always go back in and try again, and then when you're happy and you come out, then you can save it. So that has been a bit longer than I thought, but I will edit some of the more boring parts out. But I hope you found it useful. If you did, please leave a like so that other people can get hold of the video. And also consider subscribing. I will be putting out more of these kinds of things, videos. I'm also going to be showcasing my mod list. I do eventually want to make it into a mod pack to release for everybody. Like I said, it is a major mod list. I'm not saying it's up there with the professionals. Probably still things. But I'll give you a little taster at the end of the video of what this game looks like. But for now, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye. take... Yeah, I'm going to move him over. Let's take the helmet off. It's kind of weird. Like I say, I wasn't expecting to see snow in Riverwood. But there you have it. Riverwood is covered in snow. And I have to say, hello.
Greetings, citizen.
Yeah.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Vander Nightbrook, and I am your post-haste courier representative. You may recognize my face from postcards delivered to every address in Skyrim. Skyrim courier service is under new management. Mine. The old service was so third era. Slow. We have a new business model, fresh branding, and fully modernized service, making post-haste the obvious choice for your next delivery. That, and the service is free to all citizens of Skyrim, thanks to a fat government subsidy.
Okay.
I deliver anywhere, anytime, buddy. Crawling a forgotten Dwemer city deep in the Reach? Delivered. Living in a sketchy mushroom on an ash-swept island? Delivered. Stuck in seclusion with a bunch of graybeards? Hi, Hrothgar! Delivered. I deliver all packages, large and small. From Robber's Gorge to the Ethereum Forge. From Hunter's Rest to Bone-Strewn Crest.
So this
From the
guy
Shrine of
goes,
Azura
he's
to
a force
Twilight
creep
Sepulchre.
thing.
Whatever. I get it done with urgency.
Just get it
And
out
I'm
the way.
sorry, but ethically, I cannot accept any tips. This is a public service, okay? If you have pie, we can talk.
Okay. We're done here? Yeah. As I was saying, didn't expect Skyrim to look like this. I'm only testing. Trying to see what... wow, this is crazy. Everything is... whoa. Okay, fella. Everything's covered in snow. And like I said, I literally only came in to check some things. Oh my god. Even the river's frozen over. Huh? Wow. Okay, waterfalls look fine, yeah. I honestly wasn't expecting this. I wanted to do a showcase on my mod list. It's called Skyrim Chronicles, and it's my own mod list I put together. Yeah, I want to go and check fire because it's been an issue along with other things. I use embers, but with E&B I find that
Welcome. Let me know if you want
does look a little too bright. Oh, actually, it's better.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad.
It has this adaptation thing when you're looking at the fire,
Did you hear
kind
me?
of dims everything.
Yep.
Kind of like how your eyes work,
I
but when
guess
you
don't
look
have
away,
potatoes in your ears after all.
your eyes
Just make
adjust,
sure we get a fresh
and then it
batch
gets
in
brighter.
soon.
So as long as you're not looking at the fire, and then when it's back in, but it was brighter than this, so I'm thinking this will work.
You're that visitor been poking around.
I am, Delphine. How's your eyes? They're okay, I suppose. Yeah. But, kind of surprising that it's snowed outside. I wonder if the weather will change when I go out, and it will be what it should be. Tell you what I'll do, I'll wait a couple of hours, or 3, see what happens outside. It's now nearly 2 o'clock. It's still snowing? Because I wanted to show you what my Skyrim looked like, but now it's covered in snow. I'm not going to be able to show you everything.
So, a costume?
Yeah,
You're not
still
serious.
covered in snow.
We got some firs and tree
hmm.
branches, paint them white, and then tie them to stone.
I'll
Instant
go with it.
frostbite spider.
I'm still testing,
Fraud,
so
Miller. Nobody's gonna believe that your dog is a
I do have
frostbite
quite a few mods in this mod list.
That's not much.
I'm going to do a playthrough. I'm going to call it Chronicles. Can't show you all the textures I had going on. I wonder if I force change the weather. I'll leave it for this for now. Just do a quick save so I don't have to keep loading everything when I want to do a test, and then I can force change the weather. To show you what it looks like. Kind of looking a little bright at the moment. There's any. There doesn't seem to be much sun around. So it's a major overhaul. I have, like I said, about that's what I wanted to see. Snow texture. Yeah, that's looking good. I have 1800 mods, 1801. And it's taken a long time to get it working. I've had many issues. See, what I need to show you is the ground is it's got a parallax effect on it, which shows puddles and so on. Oh, you can almost see it there. But with the weather the way it is, you can almost see it. I've made many graphical changes. I think I focus mostly on, well, yeah, making it look good, obviously. Combat. So I use a lot of the MCO stuff, Elden Ring, and obviously dragons are being overhauled. My favourite feature in this game. So I do get a bit of stuttering, but like I said, running so many mods, it's crazy. I don't know how many mods I have in the MCM list now. 124. There's loads and loads. When I start the game normally, obviously I have to configure all of those, but this weather is crazy. I do feel like changing it so we can see what it would normally look like. Hopefully it's not stuck on this. So I did some earlier testing and force changed the game month. Hopefully it's not stayed that way, because I've never loaded into Skyrim in winter, or at least with snow cover. So I'm just going to change the game month again. No, I'm going to force change the weather, see what happens. Let's change it to clear. Let's try that one. You see, that's kind of what it should look like around here, but it does seem to still be in the autumn phases, because this bush should have green leaves on it. I mean, this is what it should look like. As I said, you can see the ground texture is a bit parallax. Weird. Possibly. So you've got still getting a little bit of stuttering. The textures are pretty much how I like them. Let's see what it looks like. Distant LODs. Yep. Pretty dang good. I think everything is mostly returning. I think it was just the snow. I'm actually impressed. As I thought it would only happen when we entered the winter months, but if it happens when it's snowing, that is something, that is cool. That is cool. Like I said, I don't know how, oh, wrong one. I don't know how to use these things, but like I said, I have Elden Ring, custom skill framework, I'm still learning how to use this. You have to start with the first one and then you can unlock things as you go, but I'll come back to that. Combat kind of. Yeah. Let's go to Whiterun. Let's see if the weather is what it should be. Yeah, let's go to Whiterun and have a look. But wasn't expecting that. Oh, don't worry about that, folks. Yeah, like I said, I have quite a few mods, and most of them I have not played with yet. I've forgotten I even added them to the list, as you do. 1800 mods, and most of them are quests, combat, dragon, overhauls, mostly quests, new lands. As it says, or it's gonna say, who needs Elder Scrolls 6? I really, really like this EMB. I really do. The atmosphere is crazy. Actually, the fire effect does work. These fires, yeah, okay, just kind of, there's a line there. I think there's something wrong with the texture, and it's put some logs in there. I'm not sure they should be there. But does it cast light? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. It does. Okay, so it does cast light. But we've now entered fog. So would you believe it? I'm trying to show you what this game will look like. And that's not looking good, is it? I'm trying to show you what this game is going to look like, and the weather keeps on. But I mean, you can see the atmosphere. That's what I was telling you. You see the texture on the ground there? The puddles on the side reacting to the light.
Well, sounds like you've had quite the journey. But you were gone longer than usual.
Don't want to force change the weather again, but then we are testing, so I could do this. Just see what my grass looks like. We've got crows up in the sky, making a lot of noise. Too much. Yeah, let me force change the weather again. You can see the atmosphere. Oh, that really looks good. Yeah, look, see that fire replacement did not do very well. It's a shame. I liked the fact that it didn't. Is that something to do with lux? Yeah. Oh, campfires as well. Okay, I can remove that. It's literally testing. This is what they usually look like. I don't know why some of them have that glow on them. Hopefully my giant campfire is not going to be affected. Let's have a look at the grass cover, because I'm using grass control. Oh, I'm in trouble. I know who's chasing me. I'm going to be in trouble. Looks like I got away.